Okay, guys, are you far away?
I got everything in there. I got the kipper, I got you, I got everything.
We got everything. All right, we are back, guys, and I've tried now twice to get the asphalt millings for this area behind me, but nobody is at the yard. I don't know. There's like 9 excavators there. Nobody there to fill me up. So today we are going to try this new Arc Captain Cut 55 Pro, because we are professionals here at Dude Ranch DIY. This is a plasma cutter, and I have always wanted a plasma cutter. Never really had that much of a use for one because I don't do a ton of metal work, but I've used them before doing metal work with like welder Chris and stuff, building the log arch, modifying stuff, and plasma cutters are awesome. They cut stuff super crisp, super clean. And way faster than like a grinder or you know, a sawzall with like a metal blade or something like that. So we're gonna be trying this thing out here for the first time. Not super familiar with like proper setup. I am by no means a fabricator or a metal worker, and neither is Chris, the lovely Chris who's holding the camera. So we're just gonna kind of try it out. I got this new oil tank here. This was a home heating oil tank. We have since drained said home heating oil out of it. The majority of, there's a little sludge probably left in the bottom. We made some lines, and this is gonna be our new burn barrel. Our old burn barrel is over there, and it's gone through a lot. It's super warped. We're ready to retire it. We're ready for a new one, and we're gonna cut this one a lot higher. I got that one, it was already cut in half when I got it. So this one we're gonna cut a lot higher so we can fit more stuff in. And Chris and I have been, pondering some different ideas that we have that we could improve upon to, really get the flames going and feed it so that we're not struggling with like airflow and stuff like that. So I got my ground cable on here. Again, not super familiar with this thing, but they say that it'll cut up to 3/4 inch metal on 240 volt. Right now, we're gonna be running on the 120 volt off the generator here, but you do see it comes with a nice power adapter. Now I could unplug this, and if you have a 240, you could run it off that. I do have a 240 plug on here, but it's not this style plug. So that's why we're running with the adapter. We got our air compressor, and we're gonna give it a shot. The only thing that we had to do to modify it right out of the box was it has this, air regulator back here, and it comes with a barbed fitting. That barbed fitting would not hook up to my, quick connect on the air hose. So they give you a whole spool of this air hose, and I just went to the hardware store and got some adapters. Not a big deal, albeit I feel like it should probably just come with your, standard quick coupler for an air compressor. So yeah, we're gonna see how this thing works and try it out. We got all the plugs out of the top of it to give it some venting, so hopefully nobody blows up. Oh, you gotta use the jumper pack. Somebody forgot to turn off the key. But no-go boost, this thing is awesome. Watch this, it's gonna start it right up. Override, because stupid computers. We'll choke it. There we go. We have this thing turned on. There's like 2 different modes, 4T and 2T. I didn't take the time to read the directions, so 4 is bigger than 2. I know this isn't thick metal, but we'll, try that. And we're also set at 35. I think that's like the current, but I'm not swimming, so I don't know. Again, this is not a how-to video because we're probably doing this wrong, but we're gonna test this out, see if it works. It's got a cool little like safety latch there so that you don't accidentally like hit the trigger. I think we're ready to go. Whoa. Oh, I like like that. Look at that. That's a swivel right there, huh?
Little gyroscope action.
Yeah. Okay. And it's got a nice little guide because, again, I'm new at this. You're not supposed to put the tip right on the metal. You got to keep it away. So it's got a cute little guide there for you know, idiots like myself. So I'm gonna try and follow this line, and we'll see what happens. Stand back.
Don't get scared now.
It's good. Okay, it like wants to go. I think we have a shitty ground. I think that's the problem here.
Could be.
I think because
We're also running off of a generator. I don't know how steady that current is. Like the electricity being produced from the generator.
I watched a guy use this exact thing with the generator.
Okay.
I don't know how big the generator was.
I don't know either.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, there's not many places we can put this ground connection.
The problem is this whole thing's like painted. That would work. Grind that off. All right, let's try that. I mean, we're penetrating the metal. We're just not, you know, consistently penetrating. Bet a lot of you guys have trouble with that. Oh, a little bit. I got a little. Look at that. All right, so the problem was, I noticed that the generator was on 120/240, so I had to flip this little switch just to be on 120. Wow. Makes you feel powerful. I think it's better, if I remember what welder Chris said, it's better to pull rather than push these things. So I was just pushing, so I'm gonna try and pull it. Also, our air compressor is a little small, like the rating for the air, the CFMs. So I notice it keeps cutting out when the compressor kicks back on. This thing uses a lot of air. That's how it's blowing all the slag out, I think. But I mean, it's cutting it. Is it going through on the inside?
Oh yeah.
Oh sweet. limiting factor. It keeps stopping from that, so. All right, guys, we are back here like probably about a week later from when we started filming this and playing around with this Arc Captain Cut 55 plasma cutter. This thing was working pretty good last week, except for the fact that we had a lack of air. So Chris brought over this puppy that we're hoping will help with that. Now, it's basically the same tank size, but it runs on, as you can see, a Honda motor here. And what we think the issue was that when my compressor would kick on, it would cut the arc of the plasma cutter because it would take, draw from the generator that we were powering the plasma cutter on. So we're hoping that by having a self-contained and powered air compressor, we will be able to have a steady, continuous arc on the plasma cutter to keep cutting this oil tank and be able to do what we have to do here. Now, I also brought out the little Lincoln Electric welder, which I put a new on-off switch on down there because my on-off switch was on the fritz and it made it very hard to weld, having to use one hand to hold the switch in the on position. And we got a leg down here that you can see is leaning like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. So that's what we're gonna do. Hopefully this thing will work a little bit better this time, just running off the generator. All right. I mean, that worked way, way better. That was so much easier than it was the first time we tried this.
Yeah, no waiting around for the air compressor to get full again. No more waiting for the fuse to be reset. The PSI that was coming to the gun was much steadier than before.
Yeah, I mean, last time we were able to cut for like 6 to 8 inches at a time. So, I mean, obviously, guys, if you have a shop with a big shop compressor and stuff, then that's, you know, and power, that, you know, this would take probably 10 minutes for somebody to cut that's all set up. But, you know, it takes us 40 minutes just to get all this stuff out here, you know, because we obviously don't have any power out here. But, I mean, I think it's pretty much cut. There's probably a couple little spots where it's still stuck together, but I think if we whack on it a little bit, it should pop off. So let's try that. I think you should do the honors. I think you should whack it. But I mean, you have a reputation to uphold here.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, you rip trees clear out of the ground.
That I do.
With your bare hands.
Hopefully I'll knock the top right off of this.
Oh, you've been known to knock a couple tops off. Oh!
Well, I don't know.
Oh, it's moving. All right. There we go. Yep. Okay, we got a cut over here. Oh yeah. Oh, hit it the other way now.
Broke the leg.
That's why we got to weld that leg. That's probably hot. No?
It's warm for sure.
Maybe we should have welded the leg first. Maybe we should.
Might have to cut that.
Maybe we should cut it again. Yeah, this is where from last time I recut over here, and where I recut, it came clear off, but this spot we missed. Aha! You will note here that I am using the Vannon battery that failed me a couple videos back. This is the good one. The one that failed me in the tree still does not work. I have been afraid to put it on a charger, even though it says it's still got 2 bars. I'm not going to put it on a charger. After talking with the company, they said that it is potentially because I was using it on a higher draw tool, like the chainsaw, you know, I don't know, draws more power or something faster because of what it is, as opposed to like a grinder or a drill or an impact. I don't know. I guess I could see that happening. You would think that, you know, these motors probably do draw at different currents. Is that the right word?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Amperage?
Yeah, amperage or yeah, something like that. So, I mean, this one we're still sticking with. I still would not recommend them, but the battery is working. So, take that for what it is. We don't want to harm any nipples in this process, Adam. Well, all right, that actually looks, those like 3 look pretty good.
Yeah.
Scared me. You saw her? It is very nice out. Here, shut the generator off. How we doing, Mama?
Good. Oh, hello.
How's the baby? Hey, Hayes.
Good
Oh, he's
boy.
up.
Look at him.
What's up, buddy? You on the chest mount, dude?
You like it, don't you?
You playing fetch with Gus?
Mm-hmm. We had a nice 3-mile walk.
Oh, he walked 3 miles?
Yep. He
Nice.
walked. Yeah, he walked for the first time.
I missed it.
I missed
Yeah,
it
no
because
big
I was welding with having a play date with Chris.
more important things.
What else is going on? How's maternity leave?
Great. 4 more months to go.
Lucky. Lucky you.
It's been nice. Now that he's more fun, it's been a good time, right? Can you give us a smile?
Can you smile, buddy? Should I tell a joke?
Can we tickle you? He's in a daze.
Yeah. He's like, wow, this is the first real sun I've seen.
I know. He was like, what is this? We were on Chris's patio. Me, Sarah, and him. And
There he goes, making some noise. Well, Chris and I have been playing with the new plasma cutter, and we cut the top off the oil tank, and then we just welded.
nice.
So,
No splitting?
no splitting yet.
Time to test these welds.
Yeah, we'll test these boogers out. This, of course, the one that came out the worst. We kind of need to be the strongest to bend a little bit, but...
Oh yeah,
Look at that! That's good.
that's factory right there.
That one wasn't strong.
No.
That one was no. All right, instead of grinding all that old booger off, we're just flipping the leg around, and I ground, you know, the metal clean. Guys, last time we tried cutting on this wedge, as you can see, and it started to do it, but we didn't really have the right setup. Granted, we still don't really have the right setup, but it's better. So we're gonna try again. See how it does. Now, I mean, I don't know, what is that? 3/4?
At least half.
At least half an inch, if not more. So that's pretty thick metal. This is the old RuggedMade 4-way splitter wedge. So see what we got. Yeah, it's like doing it, but it won't blow all the way through. I bet I'll cut through this, no problem. But it's the limiting factor here is our generator. I think it's just drawing too many amps. But I mean, if I was working on metal this thick, I wouldn't be working on it. Welding Chris would be working on it. So he has all the real professional tools. Okay, so we were able to accomplish exactly what we wanted to accomplish. Cutting holes in this oil tank, cutting the top off the oil tank. And I mean, this is 12 gauge steel, it said on the tank. We got some holes. We'll see how this does. This is a lot more holes than the last one ever had. So I'm thinking it should breathe quite a bit better for, you know, the fire and the flames. We'll probably do some more modifications to this thing down the road, but we really just wanted to test out this Arc Captain Cut 55 Pro, I think it is, plasma cutter. This thing worked awesome once we got it dialed in with Chris's gas-powered compressor. That was the secret to this whole operation.
Yeah, I think that even a better thing for us to have done is find like real power source instead of using a generator.
Right.
We're running what we brung and doing the best that we can with what we have. So for what we were supplying, I think it did a great job.
Yeah, I'm super happy with what this thing was able to do. I mean, that beats the hell out of cutting it with a grinder or like drilling holes and then using a sawzall or like a jigsaw or something. I mean, this thing is super fast. I was cutting these holes in the bottom. It was taking me like seconds to cut the holes, and the rings, the discs were just falling right through. So I think this thing retails for like $300. Don't quote me on that, but maybe even a little bit less. I will put a coupon code down below and on the screen right now for you guys that are interested in one of these. Again, you know, I am not a fabricator. Chris is not a fabricator. We don't do a lot of metal work, and I don't think somebody that does a ton of metal work would probably go for this. But for the average, you know, homeowner that's looking to maybe get into some metal work or does the occasional, you know, welding with like a little 110 welder like we're doing here, this is the perfect plasma cutter to pair, you know, and just make your life a lot easier. So again, this is the Arc Captain Cut 55 Pro. Thanks a lot to Arc Captain for sending this thing out for us to try. You'll definitely be seeing it in more videos in the future. I think we just need to dial in our, you know, power and air supply, and then it should be a piece of cake. I'd actually like to bring this thing up to Welder Chris's shop and use it with his, you know, 240 volt supply, his shop compressor, because I sent him the specs on this, and he said that in theory, based on the specs, this thing could cut thicker metal than his Miller plasma cutter.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, that would be a cool comparison video coming up in the future. Just comparing this Arc Captain to a Miller, which is like one of the big names in welding and, you know, fabrication and stuff. So, yeah, I think that's about going to wrap this up. We're going to have to get this thing burning one day, but I don't want to do it right now because I think there's going to be a little bit of black smoke coming out of it. So we'll probably wait till the nighttime on a cooler night and, you know, burn that thing off, get all the paint off of there, and then we'll be using it to burn up scrap. So as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, click that subscribe button down below. Questions, comments, feedback, put it in that comment section. But for now, I'm Jake.
And I'm Chris.
This is Dude Ranch DIY. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you here next time.
Overall, I'm very pleased with what it did. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that tool.
Yeah, I mean, it goes right through. And I mean, these are pretty, I mean, I don't have anything to compare it to, but these are pretty clean cuts.
Yeah, I mean, they're not all that sharp either.
No,
which is
they're like kind of rounded over.
Nice.
I mean, yeah, it's, I gotta flip this on. Yeah, look at these. Look at all these discs. The slag is on the disc.
Yeah.
Not on.
A little bit in there, but
yeah, I mean, it's
these edges aren't sharp at all. We're not gonna.
For what we're doing with, I mean, for being a burn barrel.
Yeah.
I think this is just fine. Got the first burn going in this barrel. It's a beautiful day. I got a ton of cardboard to burn up just from all stuff we've gotten for the baby and new furniture and stuff like that. I want to try and get it pretty hot. We're gonna have to burn off all this paint. It's probably gonna smell pretty bad, but we got it burned off today. No real winds or anything, and it rained a little last night, so you know the wood yard's a little damp, but get this burned off.